What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Asa Studio. Today it's a retouching tutorial in Photoshop and we're going to be retouching this image. Alright, so let's get started. First thing first, I know I'm going to be doing frequency separation because I like telling you guys the steps I'm going to be doing, the outline of what I'm going to be doing. So after that we'll do some basic adjustments and also whitening of the teeth, and maybe we do some color grading or LUTs. So let's get started. First thing first, frequency separation. So for us to do frequency separation, let's try and get the white balance first. So pick a solid layer, gonna hit OK on the keyboard, turn it off, and then double click on the color, and I'm going to select our eyes, so somewhere around there. So I'm going to take the average, or let's just choose from the background, since the eye and the color of the eyes is actually the same with that of the background. So I'm going to hit OK on the keyboard, turn it on, and then take it to divide, and then we have this amazing look image. Okay, you can see from the before and then the after, and now everything is actually bright and where it's supposed to be. Alright, so create a stem visible layer, and then this time around I'm going to turn off that effect and duplicate it twice, and we're doing frequency separation. So this, I'll name it color, and then I'm go ahead and name the one on top texture. Hit enter. So I'm going to turn this one off, select the color layer, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Remember, the more you blur, the more texture you get. So Gaussian blur, and I think that's too much for radius. I'm going to leave it at 3, and then click OK. Select the texture layer, turn it on, go to image, apply image. I'm going to apply image, and then choose the color layer from the layer drop down, and blending mode, subtract, and click OK. And I'll change the blending mode of that layer to linear light, and then we have our image back. Group it all together. I'm going to group it, open up the group. For the texture layer, clone stamp tool. For the color layer, use the mixer tool brush. So I like doing the mixing first of all, so I'm quickly going to do the mixing. It's just easy to do the mixing. Just try and blend all the colors together, and because this place is actually darker, I'm going to move like this towards the outer part, and then I blend it together, and I'll brush over, trying to follow the contour or the features of her face, and I'm going to bring this down a little like this. So just do basic blending, and don't blend the highlight too much. Just blend the edge of the highlight like that, and blend inside the highlight, and then we're done. Just little adjustment. I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to follow the contour of our nose down and select all these parts. So let's keep editing till we get everything straight. Increase the size of the brush, and I'm gonna brush everywhere smoothly. So this is how I'm gonna pause the video, and I'm just gonna do this and come back to it. Alright, so now I finish blending our face, the colors, and you can take your time and do this to get an accurate result. I'm going to select the texture layer, go to the clone stamp tool, and I'm going to hold down Alt and select a place with left clicking, and I'll release my hands, and then you come up with this ash sample, and then you cover all your blemishes. You can turn on the align tool, and I'm just going to cover. Alright, so let's get this straight. I'm done with the frequency separation, and you can take your time and let me zoom in a bit, and you can see that those little ratchets on her face is gone. So we have this. Alright, so now we can go ahead and add dodge and burn. Alright, so that's basically just something simple, but let's whiten our face, the eyes and the teeth. So go to photo filter, and that's just one of the methods I actually use. So I can use only the photo filter, invert the mask, select the brush, and then paint with white as your foreground color, and that's okay for me. And then I paint like that, and the eyes is white, and let's paint on lips, something like that. Okay, so we have that. sorry, Ctrl Z. Okay, so now that we are actually done with the eyes and teeth, the whitening, I think we should do some dodging and burning. So I'm going to quickly do some dodging and burning. Open the curves layer, let's dodge. I'm going to increase it up, yeah, so much, and then I'm going to invert it, pick up the brush tool. I'm going to click on where the highlight, I see the highlight, so I'm going to increase the brush like that, click, just click, and then hold down Alt, and it's going to draw a straight line. Let's do that again, so something like that. I'm going to click on this side and wherever the highlight is, so I'm going to click here, hold down Alt click, and then Alt click, yeah, I'm going to click, yeah, and then yeah, and then I'm going to do there too. So let's click, oh sorry, not there, Ctrl Z, yeah, something like this. Now I can also pick on the highlight, and on top of the nose, shift, draw a line, sorry, Ctrl Z. So let's do it again, click, hold down shift, click, click, hold down shift, and click. Alright, so something like that. I'm also going to try to make it look here realistic. Okay, I'm going to draw it on a cheekbone, and also yeah, okay, basically where we have the light, so I can also put there too, and on top of a hand right here. Okay, so now we can go to properties, Windows, properties, and I'm going to increase the feather, properties, go again, window, properties, properties of the brush, I don't know, so yeah, is the properties of the brush, increase the feather, so like that. I think that looks fine to me. I'm going to leave it that way, and sure, we can decrease the opacity to when it feels right. Okay, so I'm going to remove it from this side. So now let's make X, press S as on your keyboard and get it away from there, so you can see the effect, and we can do some running. So let's open up curves and drag it down, yeah, so that looks good. I'm going to invert the mask, and then same thing with your brush, select, hold down shift, select, click, hold down shift, and drag something like that, and drag it. I'm going to do the same right here. Okay, let's do yeah, make it small and do right here. Let's draw like that, I'm gonna draw like that, do it again like that. We can also do on the, okay, so let's do one here and one here. Okay, so let's do some curve here too. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go to select the mask, go to window, properties, and feather it out to have it like this. You can zoom out and see, so the effect is not noticeable. I guess that's okay, and let's zoom in and let's see on and off, so you can see the depth created with dodging and burning. I'm going to group the two together and see how it affects the image. I'm going to create a stem visible layer and then group all these together, turn it off, click, let's go to camera raw filter. Let's open up curves first of all, and let's see the histogram for the curve. Okay, I guess we have more details on the highlight, so I'm going to delete that, delete, and go to camera raw filter, filter, camera raw filter. So here we are in camera raw filter. Go to the basic tab, and same thing I like doing, increasing the highlights. increase the white too. I think the brightness, if we have brightness, would have increased that. And let's just give it some texture, a bit texture. And the blacks, let's bring up the black a little bit. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to close it, go to the color mixer, and what I want to do, I want to desaturate the orange or the yellows so as to give it just a little bit of that melanin feel first of all, because the yellow is just there and she's not actually yellow, but I guess it's actually looking awesome like this. I'm going to leave it. I would have desaturated it though, but let's see, there's no yellow in the image, and we can make the hue of the orange, of the red, and increase the, something like this. Let's increase it to the extreme. All right, so we have this right now, and not too much of the orange. Okay, so there's no blue, we can increase the blue, and no other color. For the luminance, we can make the orange brighter. Okay, so we can leave it like this. Then we have it under the calibration tab. Let's just mess around with the greens, taking it back, that's black, darker, taking it up, looks red. So I want the melanin feel like this. I'm gonna leave it like that, and you can introduce some blues too. Okay, so I'm gonna click on before and after, and then I'm gonna click OK, and then we are here with this. All right, so one last thing is to put on some color lookup. Let's try out the melanin scale, although we're actually done. We just want to try out this last one. So I'm going to open up the melanin cube and see how it adds to the skin. You can see the melanin skin. Wow, the golden melanin skin. I have that LUT available for downloads. If you want it, you can go to the description and you are going to see it. Alright, so this is before and then this is after. Just the color, and I'm going to create a stem visible layer for that, and let's turn it off and let's compare. So I guess this is not actually different from the first one, and if we don't want to use that, we can actually turn this one off, and let's see this and this. I guess the melanin feel just make things look more awesome. And you can add some vibrance. Let's go ahead, add some vibrance to the image, but it keeps affecting the, let's see what it does to, it doesn't affect the, we can remove it from the air, so it doesn't affect the color. So I'm just going to get rid of that, or can add some saturation, but I think it's okay like this. So let's see a before and after overall, before and now after. So if you like the video, kindly hit the like button and share. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Once again, this is ASAS. Thank you guys for staying tuned.